Hello. So, in this video, I'm going to talk about marriages and how they actually benefit men all over the world, and how men think that they are being oppressed right now that women are filing for divorces. Before that, I'll talk about how marriages benefit men, especially in India. The talks of marriage actually begins when the girl's family has to give huge amounts of dowry to a man's family just for her to get married. As soon as the lady lands into the family, she's expected to do most of the housework, from cooking to cleaning to laundry to anything else in your yard, whatever. It's her duty. The in laws will not help, the husband will not help. Even when there are servants available to do some of her tasks, I'm talking about upper class families. Even when these families have house help, the house help will not take care of everything, and whatever is remaining is still the woman's responsibility. And to some degree, that's okay if the girl is not working. But if she's working, have children, and this is a real example I'm giving you. This lady has to leave for her work at 7 a.m. Her job demands her to be at work early in the morning, and her mother in law still expects her to cook entire meal for the entire family. She also has two very small children that she needs to take care of before she leaves, and they don't want to hire a cook just because they want their daughter-in-law to cook. They do not want an outside force to come and cook, outside person to come and cook. They want their own daughter-in-law to cook for them. Such is the demands of the family. Once a girl is in a family, is in a in-laws family, she's expected to work. Mind you, this family wanted a daughter-in-law that's highly educated and is working. But now that the mother-in-law can very clearly see that this lady does not have the time to cook for them, why can't the mother-in-law herself can cook? If she has any health problems, why can't you hire a cook? Why can't you ask your husband to cook? Why is this there was a huge fight happening within this family just because the daughter-in-law was not willing to cook or did not have the time to cook. She has two children, and her husband is not willing to cook because he also goes to work. So, dysfunctional family, and nobody wants to find the solution. Everybody wants to indulge in fighting. This is when most of the women decide to divorce these men because they are not standing up for their wives. The in laws' families are clearly not able to understand the needs of the woman, and her own parents in most cases do not want the woman back, because if the lady comes back home, the in India, women are encouraged not to come back home even when there is domestic violence or any other kind of violence. I will now tell you the story of an auntie that actually passed away because her in-laws were like continuously criticizing her, taunting her. Her own son would break things in the house, and the only person that supported her was her daughter. This lady died of heart attack. Her own parents refused to take her back when she was clearly grieving to them and telling them, this family is not treating me right. They were not willing to take her back because the society would think the daughter has come back. The society would taunt them. So just to avoid that kind of criticism, they let the daughter be in a very hostile environment. And this lady died 2 years ago or 3 years ago. And she was a very jolly woman, lots of hobbies. Understand when I say that women go through tremendous amounts of stress in the hands of in laws, and especially when the husband is not standing up for her rights, her dignity. That's when major problems happen. That's when divorces happen. In this case, it was an extreme case. But sorry to say, men need to stand up in these cases. You cannot just take a back seat and be like, this is what happens to women. If you're not standing up for your own wife, what will you ever do in your life? Why are you even there? Now I'll talk about what used to happen in previous generations that is still lingering in today's generation. And most women today have evolved mostly because of education. Some people have evolved even without education because the times are changing, but it's mostly the woman that's evolved, and it's the man that's trying to hold her back and hold the entire family back. So in previous times, women were, especially in India, were not expected to give divorces because this was seen as somebody breaking the family. At any cost, the woman was expected to sustain the family. It does not matter if the woman is going through domestic abuse. It does not matter if the woman is going through marital rape. It does not matter if she's suffering in the hands of their in-laws. Nothing matters. The only thing that matters is that you have to sustain the family and somehow raise your children, whether it's through marital rape. Such were the states of India. Even today, it's the problem. And it's also internalized in a lot of women. This is called internalized patriarchy, where the woman thinks that this is her role and this is how things will be. This is why most of the older generation folks are against women getting educated, because now that they are educated, they are deciding to get married at a later stage in life. Previously, a woman was expected to get married by max 20. Now, women are choosing to stay unmarried even till the age of 30 or even more. So, these people do not even want the woman to develop her frontal lobe that develops at the age of 25. They want her to get married when she's innocent, when she doesn't know how men think, how society actually is, what is expected of her. She's just shown the beautiful life after marriage. Yeah, one more thing that I just remembered. A woman is always told that you will have more freedom once you get married, and it's always the other way around. She's always told if you want to go, especially in India, I don't know how it is about in the other states, in the other countries. She's told from a very young age, do not wear makeup, do not wear good clothes, tight clothes, anything that makes you look attractive. Do all these things once you get married. So they give you this fake image of after marriage life. Like once you get married, you'll get to travel more, you'll get to wear whatever you want, you'll get to do all the makeup that you want, you'll get to wear all the jewelry that you want. Yeah, but it's now that I look at it, it looks like a trap. But that's how a girl is restricted from doing anything when she's younger, and then once she gets married, she's anyway trapped in a marriage, and she's at the whims of her in-laws and her husband. Do you see the oppression here? Do you see the problem? Now, the video that I made previously, one man was complaining about how, when he's providing everything, why a woman cannot just uh, focus on her housework and not handle children. Like, what's the problem? Can I not even expect that? The problem here is in the word expect. Who are you to expect things? Why do you think marriage is a contract? When you get married, you find a person that you actually like and love, and you do things out of love. You're not expected to just do everything for them. If I'm married to a person I hate, I wouldn't want to do anything for him. I'm going to say no to his face. But when I like him, I'm going to make compromises. When you do that, you will be operating from the heart space. You would want to cook things for them. You would want to bear children for them. You would want to organize things for them. You would want to decorate the house for them. If a person doesn't love the other person, if you're not operating from the heart space, if expectations is all that you do, marriage is dysfunctional. It's not even a marriage, it's just a business. And that's when you call it a contract. But unless you find a person that you actually like, do not get married. Unless you find a person that you feel is worthy of your sacrifice and compromises, well, anyone who likes you will be supporting those hobbies and passions. Anyone who doesn't will drag you down, will ask you not to do those because now you have to do family duties. That's the difference. And this is one of the issues where things don't work out between two people because they marry for other things other than love. if you actually like and love a person, a marriage would look like a marriage. It would not be dysfunctional. I call this living in the survival mode. The man is just working, working, working. The woman is just working, working, working. And you both remain at the survival level. A higher form of love would be the woman gets to be herself with whatever hobbies she's interested in. She does that. She does the housework. She does the outside work. The man does his work, does the housework, also helps her reach her endeavors. And the woman nurtures in return. I actually need to do a separate video on this. The duties of a man and a woman in a very spiritual high level of love, and not a surface level of love where everybody is just trying to survive, get by. And these kind of relationships will not keep you happy, you will be okay, you will be happy here and there, but you wouldn't be in joy and ecstasy. And that's what a marriage should look like, ideal marriage should look like. And I'll be talking about that in a separate video. I don't think this is the right video for that. I would like to end the video by saying women today are actually vibrating at a higher plane than men, and guys really need to evolve. They are stuck in that previous generation mentality, and they're also vibrating at that same frequency. And in order to get a higher level of love where you're both happy, you both need to be at a higher plane. And I'll be discussing more of that in the next video. For now, I hope i I clarified some things that were pending from the last video, and hopefully this made sense to at least some people. Yeah, thank you so much for listening, and I'll see you again. Bye bye.